Minsk, in full Minskaya Oblasts, central Belarus. It extends from the rolling, morainic hills of the Belarusian Ridge in the northwest across the Byrazina Plain, which slopes gently to the southeast. Minsk was destroyed beyond recognition during the Great Patriotic War. Yet, the city bounced back, rebuilt from the ground up, and turned into a beautiful European city. Today the State List of Historical and Cultural Heritage of the Republic of Belarus displays 479 objects from Minsk, including the historical center, 327 architectural monuments, 6 archaeological sites, 17 historical monuments and 31 monuments of art. Tourists are always interested in Minsk fortified settlement, an archaeological site of the 11th-20th centuries, and the architectural complex Pishchala Castle. The buildings along the city's thoroughfare, Independence Avenue, from Independence Square to Masharov Avenue, form a unique 20th-century architectural ensemble embodying the principles of classical art of urban planning. The main landmarks of the Belarusian capital are the Victory Monument in the Victory Square, the White Town Hall in Svobody Square, the National Library of Belarus, Cozy Trinity Suburb, Holy Spirit Cathedral and the Catholic Cathedral of St. Virgin Mary, Sts Simon and Helena Church, also known as the Red Church, All Saints Memorial Church in memory of war victims and heroes who saved our homeland, the National Academic Bolshoi Opera and Ballet Theatre of the Republic of Belarus. The Minsk Gate, the twin tower buildings and the railway station square, is the first site that guests of the capital see when they arrive in the city by train. The upper town of Minsk is the historical center of the capital of Belarus, which has preserved the atmosphere of the old city, the settlement of which began in the 12th century. In 1499, Minsk was based on Magdeburg law becomes self-governing, in connection with which the center of the city is transferred to Kozmodemyanovskaya Gorka, a hill on which the monastery of the same name was erected by that time. From that very moment this territory received the name of the Upper City, and the former center, accordingly, became known as the Lower City. Since the 16th century, the Upper City attracts the attention of the richest residents. Contemporaries would call this area prestigious. The houses of the nobility were located here. Coexistence of the mighty of this world, whose religious views belonged to different confessions, and the possession of these considerable capital contributed to the construction of temples and houses of prayer, some of which are nowadays the cultural heritage of Minsk. Various architectural styles are intertwined in the monuments of antiquity. Classicism coexists with Baroque, modern is intertwined with eclecticism. In the 19th century, as well as during the Second World War, many cultural monuments belonging to the Upper City were completely or partially lost, but thanks to the efforts of the inhabitants of Minsk, the district of the Upper City was restored, and recently the historic city has been restored begins to acquire its original appearance. Holy Spirit Cathedral in Minsk lasted through centuries and preserved its unique appearance. Every year it attracts not only a lot of curious tourists, who sees it during the Minsk sightseeing tour, but the true believers, as a lot of pilgrimage and religious tours lead to the Holy Spirit Cathedral in Minsk. The temple history dates back to the 17th century, when the building of Bernardine Convent was built. However, it stood for a short while. In the first half of the 18th century the temple was already seriously damaged, and was abolished later in 1852. The building of such an amazing beauty wasn't empty for long. An Orthodox church was founded there with the later addition of the 2-story building, where the friary located. The temple has already acquired the modern name in 1961, being called the Holy Spirit Cathedral since then. In 1991 Patriarch Alexei II served all-night vigil, and as the result the temple was officially allowed to serve the Divine Liturgy. It is interesting that the church building wasn't used directly as intended for a while. So, a transit prison, the state archives and even a gym were located there. Fortunately, all this has not affected the external and internal cathedral condition. The National Library of Belarus, as the title states, is the copyright official library in the Republic of Belarus, located in the capital city Minsk. The main building, which was completed in January 2006, has a unique rhombocubic octahedron shape, which is an Archimedean solid with 8 triangular and 18 square faces. Designed by architects Mikhail Vinogradov and Viktor Kramarenko, the building has 22 floors, can accommodate up to 2,000 readers, and also has a 500-seat conference hall. As it houses the largest collection of Belarusian printed materials and the third largest collection of books in Russian language, this diamond building is a national symbol of knowledge stored in the books within. Reflecting the daylight like a true diamond, and also to maintain this image, there is a lighting system that is as spectacular as the building itself. The central entrance of the library kinda looks like an open book with pictures to highlight the development of the global written language and the Slavonic one, as well as a quote in 19 languages from Francis Sqaure's Bible that encourages people to learn. The interior, on the other hand, houses works by modern Belarusian artists and sculptors, distributed around the courts and corridors, which allow access to the reading rooms, which are divided into 3 levels that form the base of the tank and around the central core, allowing the visitor clearly oriented in the interior space without losing time searching the room corresponding. The National Academic Grand Opera and Ballet Theatre of the Republic of Belarus was founded in 1933 as the State Opera and Ballet Theatre of Belarus on the basis of the Belarusian Studio of Opera and Ballet. In 1940 it became Grand Opera and Ballet Theatre, and in 1964, Academic Grand Opera and Ballet Theatre. One of the main tasks of opera and ballet theatre was the creation of a national repertoire. On March 10, 1939, the opening of the theatre building on the Trinity Hill was marked by the premiere of the Belarusian composer Eugene Tykocki M. Hespagorny. It was built by the famous architect Joseph Langbar. Another worth visiting church is the Church of Saint Simon and Helena, also known as the Red Church, is a Roman Catholic church on Independence Square in Minsk, Belarus. It is also a popular tourist destination. One of the most beautiful Orthodox temples of modern buildings in the city of Minsk is located at the intersection of Kalinovsky and All Saints Streets. The height of the church is 74 meters. At the same time, in the temple may be visited up to 1,200 worshippers. The first stone in the foundation of the temple monument was laid in 1991 by the Patriarch of Moscow and All Russia Alexei II. In October 2008, the dome was installed on the temple monument. Minsk Arena is one of the main decorations of Minsk. This cultural and sport complex is one of the most high-tech multifunctional sport facilities in Europe. MKSK Minsk Arena construction was initiated by the Presidential Decree of 2006. This object construction works were very hard. Every day about 2,000 people were employed at the sites. Minsk Sea, actually, its Svislach water reservoir, is located just 10 kilometers away from Minsk. It is an artificial lake created in 1956 to prevent overflows of the river Svislach and to host Soviet sanatoriums and tour bases. Its surface stretches to 31 square km and the lake is mostly 8 meters deep. The best sunsets and the starriest nights are all caught up here, among the woods and swamps, big water and vast beaches. There are 2 main transport options, a car or train. Also, there is a bus from Puskinskaya metro station, but it will take you to the BNTU sanatorium, not directly to the beach. Of course, you may head off from Minsk by bike, it'll definitely be a great workout. Go some 10 kilometers northwest from Minsk following your GPS. You are to take Minsk Beltway M9 first, then drive off to M7 and then follow it to curve half of the lake. The other popular way will take you 20 to 25 minutes to get there from the city. The trains go every 10 to 40 minutes from the central railway station, Minsk Pasazirsky, and Minsk Ponokny at Milagio's Naja metro station. Basically, it's a beautiful lake with equipped and wild beaches, surrounded by woods and swamps. The wild beaches may require a good walk to find and fully furnished are placed all around the lake. They usually have a dressing spot, benches and iron sun protecting umbrellas, few playgrounds for kids and for beach games, some alcoves and campfire pits. Among other spots, we may recommend Meridian Yacht Club. Riding a yacht like a real sailor is always a good idea. As well, you may try windsurfing. There is a cozy windsurfing club Extreme with a private beach. If you are more into a calm pastime, a boat station offers a boat ride. The Svislach River bisects Minsk as its main waterway. Under the Soviets, this river was dammed, and its banks have been set in concrete. But its oxbow turns have been preserved in a manner resembling the Moscow River. On the city's eastern side, the second longest stream, the swampy Slepyanka River, was transformed into a set of connected waterways with concrete waterfalls, embankments, islands, and terraces. On the 1960s plan for the waterways of Minsk, the Slepyanka appears on the city's eastern side inside the urban beltway. The plan was to dam the Vylika and Svislach rivers north of Minsk and divert some of their water into the Slepyanka and Loshitsa rivers. Victory Park in Minsk, or as it is often called Victoria Public Garden, is united with the Komsomolsky Lake, which is located on the area of the park. The history of the park has begun when the Komsomolsky Lake was created by means of the river Svislach obstruction. It was planned to open the park on the 22nd of June 1941. To refine the surrounding areas, the Soviet youth had been working hard here for a year and a half. Unfortunately, not many of them had returned alive from the front and had an opportunity to see the opening of this amazing park. It is obvious that Victory Square in Minsk has become one of the most popular tourist attractions of the city, and it takes its deserved place among the valued places of the capital. The construction of the square was started in 1939, and it was called Round Square up to 1958. It's interesting that it was due to the fact that the simultaneous construction of two bow-shaped buildings was started. It was the beginning of a circle that is now the part of Independence Avenue. In those years, the square configuration really looked like a circle, in the center of which the Victory Monument was lately built. As a result of reconfiguration and metropolitan construction, the modern square has an oval shape. The Victory Monument was built in 1954. The monument is an obelisk with a height of 38 meters with a bronze image of Order of Victory at the top. It goes without saying that the Victory Monument, like other monuments in honor of victory, is of no name, and only the date 1941 to 1945 calls up sorrow moments of Belarus history. Each of the four sides of the obelisk is decorated with bronze theme-based high reliefs. They symbolize the events of those terrible times. The Island of Tears can be reached by the archetype bridge. Right after passing the bridge, you will see the icon of Street Mary engraved in the stone. There is a script on the stone in Belarusian and Russian languages that says, "This memorial is built in the memory of the sons who were lost in Afghanistan, on behalf of the Belarusian mothers who do not want the evil to dominate on their or any other land." Tourists also visit the Island of Tears very often, and they agree with the fact that it is more than just a monument. If you visit this place, you will be amazed by its greatness and its deep aura. You will realize that there are things that are very important and worth thinking. Also, how meaningless is the war when the loss is very big. Thanks for watching. Please do not forget to subscribe, like and share our videos.